Hey folks, Matt here. I've just finished watching the Microsoft Xbox One press conference streamed live from a tent in the middle of rainy Seattle, and I thought I'd share with you some of my thoughts about this, well, carnival of disappointment probably best sums it up. Yes, Xbox One is the title they've chosen to go for, which is really confusing for me because I got used to calling the original Xbox the Xbox One, like Xbox One and then Xbox 360. But now I have to call this one the Xbox One. So what am I going to call the original Xbox? But that's a bit of a mouthful. It's not Durango, it's not Fusion 720 666 triple chocolate cheese stick or any of the other supposed names for it that were leaked in the past few however many months. Nope, it's actually just called the Xbox One for the simple reason that it's going to be your all-in-one media center, which kind of set the tone for the rest of the press conference, really. If you're expecting games, like I was, well, I probably should have realised this conference wouldn't actually be about the games after the initial opening video. We got the likes of J.J. Abrams and Steven Spielberg all talking about how the Xbox redefined their relationship with their televisions. Not with gaming, not with anything like that, no, it's with their televisions. Because apparently Team Xbox is on a new mission. It's not about games, it's about making the Xbox an all-in-one entertainment console. And they talked about pretty much everything that you'd expect from that, like social media wankery and Skype and talking to your friends and also watching TV anytime you like and pretty much anything to do with media except actual games. When Yusuf Mehdi actually took to the stage, I was hoping that we might actually see something about games. After the initial opening preamble, Microsoft instead elected to use this conference to just waffle on about TV and a load of other old shite that really I don't care about. Kinect is built into the new console, and Yusuf showed off the interface for that. How did he describe it now? Some, the kind of Minority Report stuff. Actually, all this sort of gesture controls and things reminded me a lot of Charlie Brooker's Black Mirror, a very, very good British science fiction horror TV series about the perils of modern technology. Downside to this, of course, is that it made the whole Microsoft conference seem kind of eerie after that. You should watch Black Mirror, by the way. It's fucking fantastic. Another thing he showed off was this supposedly amazing snap mode that, lets you watch TV, go Skype someone, surf the internet while playing a game, or someone can just contact you on Skype while you're in the middle of a game and annoy the fuck out of you. And he demonstrated all this through very impressive looking voice control, like Xbox, internet, Xbox, Skype, Xbox, get me a Danish. The camera apparently will be able to actually detect individual finger joints this time, which the original Kinect was supposed to do, but didn't because Microsoft stripped out a load of stuff before release, thus rendering it practically useless. Thankfully, Kinect is not the only way we'll be able to control our new Xbox Ones if we ever buy one, so we don't all have to just stand in our living rooms barking at a plastic box like a mental case. EA then took to the stage to talk about a load of sports games. I fell asleep during this bit. After EA came and went, Phil Spencer of Microsoft came on the stage to announce, dynamic new launch title, amazing, mind-blowing, Forza Motorsport 5. Yes, a car racing game. It looked very pretty, well at least the footage they showed, but it's a car game. You drive a car. Doesn't matter how pretty it looks, you're still driving a car. And it's not a new IP either, it's fucking Forza Motorsport. No offence to any Forza Motorsport fans out there. Whatever floats your boat. Or drive your car, in this case. After Forza 5, Phil then introduced Quantum Break by Remedy. Now, I'm a big fan of Remedy, I absolutely love Max Payne. And props to Phil for actually giving Remedy credit for inventing bullet time in games, which they did with Max Payne. They stole it from The Matrix, but they still invented it for games, so props to Phil for recognising that. Anyhow, aside from being a fan of Max Payne, I also really, really loved Alan Wake. It's got its faults, but generally it's one of my favourite games, purely because it's a love letter to the horror genre. So that's why I love it. Anyway, Phil introduced their next game coming to the Xbox One as a exclusive, some live action footage and some rendered CGI of a ship crashing into a bridge. That's it. That's all we saw. That was it. No gameplay. After Remedy's little CGI disaster piece came a lady by the name of Nancy Tellum, or You Tell 'em Nancy, as I so cleverly called her. Apparently used to work for CBS. I Don't know who she is. But apparently she's now head of Xbox TV. She was there to talk all about television integration. No games, no, it's television. Old media. Shit we don't give two fucks about. Anyhow, Nancy's Soldier Boy Tellum then introduced another lady by the name of Bonnie Ross, making it two ladies on the Microsoft conference stage, compared to the none on Sony's. The fact I have to actually mention this is just a sad indictment of the industry, really. Bonnie then introduced to a staggered, gobsmacked... Actually, no, I couldn't give a shit, really. It's a Halo TV series. Woo. Which she seems to think will be as good as Breaking Bad or Game of Thrones. Steven Spielberg then popped up in a video message to let us all know that he started playing Pong in 1974. And presumably hasn't played anything else since. He'll also be in charge of the Halo TV show. Woo. After that cavalcade of pomp and nonsense, Don Matrick returned to the stage to let us all know that the Xbox One will be out. Wait for it. Before the end of the year. Yes, we already knew that. Thanks, Don. Finally, a chap from Activision, can't remember his name, took to the stage to announce that for the new generation of consoles, Activision weren't just going to rehash another Call of Duty game. They weren't just going to chuck out another Modern Warfare 3 and call it a day. No, they were going to innovate. They were going to do something new. Then they gave us the world premiere of Call of Duty Ghosts. Call of Duty Ghosts is another Call of Duty game. Woo. With a spiffier engine and all fancy new graphics. But the most exciting thing about Call of Duty Ghosts, and I know this is exciting because I was told to be excited. I was made to feel emotionally attached to a dog. Yeah, but apparently in Call of Duty Ghosts, one of your team members is a dog. No, I'm not making this up. Seriously, I wish I was making this up. I'm not. They actually said this at the press conference. Ask anyone else who watched it or was there. I wasn't there, of course. I was here, but I watched it on the stream. Seriously, ask anyone else. There's a dog in it. He's got a little harness and a helmet, and I think he's even got a little microphone. I'm not entirely sure. But he's a damn sight better looking than the dogs in Modern Warfare 3. I know this because Activision told me. They showed us a side-by-side comparison that wasn't really actually a side-by-side comparison at all. They showed us a picture of the dogs from Modern Warfare 3, and then they showed us team member dog from Call of Duty Ghosts. One after the other, not side-by-side. Thus defeating the whole purpose of calling it a side-by-side comparison. It's a sad, sad state of affairs when a press conference that is meant to get people excited about a new video games console instead treats the topic of games, or treats games in general, like some sort of monstrous, deformed child from an old gothic horror novel. You know, the kind that are kept locked up in a tower or in an attic and fed on fish heads and thrashed to keep them quiet when the family has guests round for dinner. That's how this conference felt. Felt that games were being marginalised, sidelined, locked in the cellar, occasionally shown off as some kind of quaint curiosity for a couple of shillings. And it was depressing. Fucking depressing. And very disappointing. Microsoft's Carnival of Disappointments, ladies and gentlemen.